Here's how I use Airtable with the Claude MCP. Airtable is the backbone of my business. It contains a lot of data about the work I do, what I've published, working with clients, and more. Claude has the ability to read from Airtable and update Airtable. But because of the sensitivity of the data, I have created an entirely separate Airtable base that I call Cowork. And then I sync specific tables from my primary Airtable base. That way Claude can read the data, but can't actually make changes to it. I do have some Claude specific tables like this one that are not sensitive. Because this is not a synced table, Claude is able to directly update records on this table, but it is part of my Cowork database and not my primary database. If you've never set up synced tables before, this is an example of one that I have currently syncing to Cowork. You can sync specific views, and then in that view, you'll display the fields you want, any filters you want to apply, and then you'll click on Share and Sync, and then you'll sync to another base. When you do that, you'll be prompted to select which base you want to sync to, and then I'm syncing to my Cowork base. Next, you'll need to go into your Airtable configuration. Under Integrations, you'll select Third-Party Integrations, and then click on Airtable for Claude. And then you can see that Claude only has access to certain bases, not all of my bases. To add a new one, you just click on Add Base, and then pick the particular base you want Claude to access. Then you'll come into Claude, you'll select Customize, you'll go to Connectors, and you'll need to add and browse connectors and find Airtable. You can see mine is already connected, but you would just select Airtable so that you can access Airtable from within Claude. To access the Airtable MCP, you just let Claude know what data you want to search for. Because I've worked with Airtable and Claude so frequently, I don't need to type a ton of information. I already have some Claude skills and instructions created so that Claude knows where to look. If this was your first time, you might need to be more specific about what table to look at. But I can click Send Message. Claude fetches the data from Airtable and then presents me with the results. This is just a simple query. I actually do a lot with my Airtable data, including working on landing pages, finding internal links for blog posts, and preparing newsletters. No matter how you use Airtable, it's just helpful to be able to call the data directly within Claude rather than flipping back and forth between apps.